Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you might just be one of the most explosive rumors circulating around the NFL right now, especially for us Commanders fans eager to see some real shakeups in the division. NFL. Comm sources have leaked some intriguing whispers about a potential blockbuster trade involving CeeDee Lamb, the Dallas Cowboys, star wide receiver, heading over to Washington. And if these rumors turn out to be true, it could totally reshape the NFC East landscape and give Washington a much-needed boost that we've been craving for years. Let's break down what's going on here. The rumor suggests that the Cowboys might be open to trading Lamb in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wow, that's a hefty price. But in the NFL, especially when it comes to a receiver like Lamb, it might just be worth it. The Cowboys, sitting at 661, are facing some serious cap constraints. They need to free up around $20 million for their roster adjustments, especially on the defensive line, which has been a weak spot all season long. With the Cowboys looking to reshape their roster after a somewhat disappointing season, including their offensive struggles that average just over 29 points per game, they're eyeing ways to rebuild and balance the team. Now, why would Washington be interested in Lamb? Well, for starters, he's a game changer. Lamb has been one of the most productive receivers in the league this season, with impressive stats that catch the eye. In 2025, he's already accumulated 57 receptions on 89 targets, totaling 865 yards and 3 touchdowns across just 10 games. Pretty solid numbers considering the circumstances. His career stats are even more eye-popping. Over 50 yards receiving and 30-plus touchdowns, with a PFF receiving grade of 88. That's elite, folks. His yards per route run sit at 2.8, and he's averaging over 86 yards per game, making him a serious deep threat and a reliable target. And he's doing all this without injuries in 2025, which is huge when you're evaluating a player's value and durability. One of the most exciting aspects of Lamb's game is his YAC, yards after catch, which is over 500 yards annually. That means once he catches the ball, he's a threat to turn a quick pass into a big gain, and that's exactly what the Commanders need to boost their offensive explosiveness. Currently, Washington's offense is struggling to hit 20. 2 points per game, ranking near the bottom of the league despite efforts to improve. Adding a receiver of Lamb's caliber could be the spark that elevates the entire unit. He's targeted by a quarterback with a rating over 115, which speaks volumes about his reliability and the trust he commands on the field. Plus, his contested catch rate hovers around 60%, showing he's not afraid to go up against double coverage and come down with the ball, something we desperately need to stretch the field and create more scoring opportunities. So what makes this trade even more appealing for us Commanders? Well, for starters, Lamb's addition could be a game-changer in terms of offensive production. His presence would immediately demand extra coverage, freeing up other weapons and opening lanes for the run game, which has been somewhat inconsistent. Harris, who's been doing a decent job with around 40 yards per carry, would benefit from defenses having to respect Lamb deep, which could help us establish a more balanced attack. According to projections, Lamb could bring around 200 yards to our offense, boosting our expected yards per target by over 20% and significantly improving our efficiency, especially in the air. But it's not just about the numbers. Lamb's influence on the field could spark a cultural shift for Washington. His ability to make contested catches and create yards after the catch would give our offense a different dimension, one that's more dynamic and less predictable. With the way the NFC East is shaping up, especially if Dallas decides to make this move, the Commanders could seize a golden opportunity to leapfrog divisional rivals and position themselves as serious contenders. A Lamb-led receiving core would be a nightmare for defenses, and with the right coaching and game planning, Washington could turn into an offensive powerhouse, capable of putting up points in bunches. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. If this trade happens, it could have a domino effect on the entire division. The odds for Washington to make a deep playoff run would skyrocket. Bookmakers are already adjusting the Super Bowl odds, with Washington's chances jumping from plus 5,000 to plus 1,800 if Lamb joins the team. That's a massive shift, and it reflects how much impact a player like Lamb can have. His ability to neutralize zone coverage with yards after catch, and his knack for making big plays in crucial moments, could be exactly what Washington needs to turn the tide. Plus, the fact that Lamb's targeted quarterback rating is over 115 suggests that he's a guy who can thrive in Washington's system, especially if we continue to develop our young quarterback and build around him. Of course, there's always some risk involved with trades like this. The Cowboys could be asking for a high price, and the adjustment period for Lamb to gel with Washington's offense might take some time. But if the team's management and coaching staff can integrate him properly, the rewards could outweigh the risks. We're talking about a player who has the potential to elevate the entire offense, bring a new level of competition, and create more explosive plays. Exactly what we need to finally break through and compete at the highest level. And let's not forget the historical context here. Washington has been hungry for a true offensive spark for years. We've seen flashes of brilliance from our young core, but what we really need is a game changer. A receiver who can draw double coverage, make contested catches, and turn short gains into big plays. Lamb's skill set fits that mold perfectly. If this trade comes to fruition, it could spark a renaissance for the Commanders, lighting the way toward that elusive Super Bowl title we've been dreaming about for so long. A true game changer on offense, especially at the receiver position, can sometimes be the difference between a good team and a championship team. It's also worth mentioning that this move could signal the start of a new era for Washington. The team has been in a bit of a rebuild mode, trying to find the right pieces and build a cohesive roster. Bringing in Lamb would send a message to the locker room and the fans that the front office is serious about competing now, not just in a few years. It would energize the fan base, creating a buzz that's been missing for quite some time, especially after a season where progress was slow and inconsistency was the norm. Imagine the excitement of seeing Lamb in burgundy and gold, running routes that leave defenders grasping at thin air, turning our offense into one of the most feared in the league. The challenge now is whether the Cowboys are willing to part ways with such a talented player, and whether Washington can pull off a deal that makes sense for both sides. Given the financial constraints and Dallas's current roster needs, it's not out of the realm of possibility. If Washington can leverage their draft capital wisely and convince the Cowboys that Lamb is the missing piece, this could be one of the most significant trades in recent NFL history. And for us fans, it's a chance to see our team take a giant leap forward, finally giving us the offensive firepower we've been craving. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, folks, if this trade goes through, it's not just about acquiring a talented receiver. It's about signaling a new direction, a bold move that can catapult Washington into serious playoff contention and maybe, just maybe, finally help us get back to the Super Bowl. Lamb's arrival could be the spark that ignites our offense, balances our attack, and sets us up to challenge the NFC's top teams. It's an exciting time to be a Commanders fan, and I know we're all eager to see what the future holds. The potential is enormous, and the possibilities are endless. So keep your eyes peeled, stay engaged, and let's hope that this rumor turns into reality because the next chapter for the Washington Commanders might just be about to begin. And it's looking brighter than ever. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.